Hi everyone, in this video we will be taking some examples of dot and cross product questions and I hope that this video will be useful in problem solving for the same topics. So in the last two videos we discussed what is dot product, what is cross product and the different properties, but how to put them in practice, and that is the point of this video. So let us start by taking a question, and the question says that a cap plus b cap plus c cap is equal to 0, then find the value of a cap dot b cap plus b cap dot c cap plus c cap dot a cap. So in this video, in this question, basically you have been given the relation, and of course naturally you have to recognize that a cap is a unit vector and b cap is also a unit vector, and we have been given some relation. We have been told that the sum of these three vectors is equal to 0, and then we have been asked to find the sum of some of their dot products. So how to go about this problem, how to even start this problem? So first thing first, we have been given a vector relation, so you can realize that this a cap plus b cap plus c cap is equal to a 0 vector, that this is a vector relation, and we have been asked to find a scalar quantity. So how can we go from a vector quantity to a scalar relation? And for that we should quickly remember that this means the question is asking us to take a dot, and of course that is why it is asking us to find the values of some dot products. But what should be the kind of dot product we should take? So it is clear that we have to take some cross dots like a dot b and b dot c and c dot a. So we have to take these two pairs of dots, and when will we get such pairs of dots? Whenever we'll dot some quantity which has both of these a and b and c, right? Basically all these three vectors. So this is something you probably know already, or you probably don't know yet, so you should remember this as sort of a rule. But that we have discussed this before also, that mod a square is equal to a dot a, and that happens because the angle between mod a and a is 0, so mod a cos 0, so it becomes, that's why it becomes mod a square. So we can do that the same thing for this this vector a cap plus b cap plus c cap. A cap plus b cap plus c cap mod square is equal to a cap plus b cap plus c cap dotted with a cap plus b cap plus c cap. Okay. Now we know the left hand side that this is 0. So if something is a 0 vector, the magnitude of that vector will also be 0, and hence this would be nothing but 0. And we can open this bracket up, so you should remember the property, associative property. So we can initially take a dot a plus a dot b plus a dot c plus b dot a plus b dot b plus b dot c, and so on. So if you do that, we'll get a dot a plus a dot b plus a dot c. So we have multiplied this with all three and added, then plus b dot a plus b dot b plus b dot c plus c dot a plus c dot b plus c dot c. Now we know that a cap, b cap and c cap are unit vectors, and that implies that a cap dot a cap is equal to 1, b cap dot b cap is equal to 1, and c cap dot c cap is equal to 1, right? So this means that this value and this value, all of them will be 1. So this becomes 0 is equal to 3 plus a cap dot b cap plus a cap dot c cap plus b cap dot a cap plus b cap dot c cap plus c cap dot a cap plus c cap dot b cap. Now I hope you can very quickly remember the property that we have discussed, that a dot b is equal to b dot a, and that we have discussed because if you have something dot a dot b is mod a mod b cos theta and b dot a is mod a mod b cos theta, this we had discussed before. So you can quickly write this as 2 into A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A, right? Or the answer will be equal to minus 3 by 2 for A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A. So I went through a little bit in more detail for this problem. It is a very easy problem, but I hope that you can realize that whenever you see something like this relation and you have been asked to do this, you will use this property and take a mod square and add this. Okay. So this was just a quick example, but I went through a little bit more detail, and the reason was that I hope you can now realize these things, that we are just using a lot of things together, like unit vector mod A dot A is 1, B dot B is 1, and so on, and then that mod A square is A dot A, and then when you open the bracket we are using associative properties. So these things will become natural if you practice questions, but the idea is whenever you see some relations where you have something like this and you have been asked to find a scalar value like this, then just take mod A square. Okay, let's do another problem. I hope this will be much easier now. We have been given that mod A is equal to 1, mod B is equal to 2, and mod C equal to 3, and we have been given that vector A is perpendicular to vector B plus vector C, vector B is perpendicular to vector C plus vector A, and vector C is perpendicular to vector A plus vector B. And the question is asking us to find the value of okay. Now, as soon as you see this problem, there should be two things that it should flash to your mind. Okay, and the first thing that should flash to your mind is that mod A plus mod A plus B plus C whole square is this, which we have just discussed. Right? And the other thing that should flash to your mind is that whenever you see two vectors are perpendicular, their dot product is 0. This is very important. I hope that you can remember this. As soon as you see any two vectors which are perpendicular, whenever two vectors are perpendicular, their dot product is 0. So this means that A dot B plus C is 0, B dot A plus C is 0, and C dot A plus B is 0. Right? This should come almost as soon as you see this relation. So whenever two vectors are perpendicular, their dot product is 0. Okay. So when you have to find the square root, basically you have to find A plus B plus C, but we took a square because we know this relation, and whenever we open the brackets, we know what will happen. This will be A dot A plus B dot B plus C dot C plus 2 into A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A. And what is this value? We can see that this is A dot B plus A dot C, this is B dot A plus B dot C plus C dot A plus C dot B, and if we add all of these values, basically if we add all the three equations, this is nothing but this value, right? I'm not going like not writing in opening up the brackets and adding them, but I hope you can quickly spot them, that if you add the three equations, you will get 2 times A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A is equal to 0. So this means that this value is 0 if you connect these two, right? Or mod A plus mod B plus mod C square is, and A dot A is mod A square plus mod B square plus mod C square, or A plus B plus C square root, sorry, A plus B plus C mod is square root of A square plus B square plus C square, and A is 1 plus 2 square plus 3 square, and this is square root of 14. Trust me, even such a simple problem people are not able to solve, because they just do not remember sometimes even the basic formulas, basic conditions. They do know dot product, but they forget, like as soon as they see perpendicular vectors, the dot product is 0. So I hope this makes sense. This question is easy for you to understand and follow, and these two questions made you realize that whenever you see vectors like a plus b plus c some relation or something like this, and you've been asked to find mod, you just have to take a dot with itself, and then you can quickly write down this formula and solve the problem. There are a lot of problems of this type, so I hope that you will be able to remember this now. Now let us do another problem. So the question is, the third problem which I want to do today is vector a plus 2b vector plus 3c vector is equal to 0. This has been given to us, and if we have been told if a cross b plus b cross c plus c cross a is equal to lambda b cross c, what is the value of lambda? Okay. So now how to solve this problem? I think this should now be hopefully very easy for you to understand and remember that you have been asked to find something in terms of b cross c, so you have to replace a. That is the first step. That is probably the only step which should come to your mind, that you have been asked to find something in terms of b cross c, so should remove a. So what we can do is we can remove a as minus 2b minus 3c cross with b plus b cross c plus c cross minus 2b minus 3c. Okay. Now what should we do? We should just open up the brackets. So we should always remember that cross product is important to know the right direction. Like you cannot, a cross b is not equal to b cross a, so you should open it very carefully. So we should open from here, b cross b. What is b cross b? We have said, again it should flash to your mind, two parallel vectors, cross product is 0. Of course a cross of a vector with itself will also be 0. So b cross b is 0, right, because b cross b will be b mod b sine theta. Theta is 0 because two vectors, the same vectors have an angle of 0. So I hope that you can quickly realize that b cross b will be 0. Similarly c cross c will also be 0. So this term goes away, this term goes away. Now you only have something in terms of c cross b and b cross c. So this is minus 3c cross b plus b cross c minus, again don't change the sign direction, c cross b minus 2 c cross b, and this is nothing but, if you remember a cross b is minus b cross a, then this is nothing but 6 into b cross c. So you can very quickly get the answer. Okay. So again this is an easy problem for you to remember how to solve such problems quickly. Now let us do more problems. So fourth problem that I want to do is mod a is equal to 1, mod b is equal to 2, angle between them is 120 degrees, find the value of mod of a plus 3b crossed with 3a minus b mod whole square. Okay, you have to cross these things and then take the mod square. So how to start this problem? Again, you should remember that whenever you see this, you have to open up the brackets like we have done here, here, here. Open up the brackets, and you have a cross here, so direction is important. So what we will have to do is we have to open up the brackets. So a cross a, again 0, so a cross a is 0, and it will be minus a cross b, right, plus 9b cross a. So a cross a is 0, minus a cross b plus 9b cross a minus 3b cross b is again 0. So mod of this square, and I hope you can quickly see this. This is nothing but 10 b cross a mod square, or this means 100 mod of b cross a whole square, or 100. Now this should be quick. Mod b square mod a square sine square theta, and b is 2, mod b is 2, so 100 into 4 into 1, and sine 120 is root 3 by 2, so square is 3 by 4, so this is 300. I hope this you are able to now understand how to solve these problems. So you just open the bracket, cross of something with itself is 0, so just open up the brackets, use the properties. I mean, this is a very easy problem, but again you just get into the habit of not mixing up the signs. Trust me, in a multiple choice question there will also be something like 8b cross a whole square. So rather than 100 there will be 64, and that will also be a part of the options, and that is where basically you have to be careful. These are the things which you should remember. Okay, so let's do a last problem, which is one of my favorite problems for this topic, and the question is, find the angle between two diagonals of a cube. Okay, this is the question which has been given to us, and I have emphasized this a lot of times that dot product is very, very important for questions related to angles, and that is why I also did a question about that in the video of dot products. And the idea behind such a problem, let's say if you get something problem like this, what is the angle between two diagonals of a cube, and you have been given 4 options, how will you even know that this is a problem of vectors? Okay, so there are two things. Cube, it is a 3-dimensional object, so you cannot solve it using any of your coordinate geometry which you have always done in two coordinates. Also, angle means dot product of 3D objects. Angle means dot product. So I really want to emphasize that whenever you see something like this, just always remember that you have to take a dot product. Now we have not been given any vertices on, so what should we do? We should assume the simplest cube possible, right? The simplest cube possible, and I hope that it is not difficult for you to realize that the easiest cube to think in a problem should be something like this. The easiest cube would be something like this, right? So let us say A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. These are the 8 vertices of the cube. So how will we be able to find the angle of two diagonals? So two diagonals that we can pick up, you can pick up any two diagonals, but let us pick up AG and DF. Let us find angle between AG and DF. Okay, so how will we be able to find the angle between two diagonals of such? So we need to find vectors AG and vector DF. So that is the idea behind the problem, that you have to find AG and DF. So let us find AG vector and DF vector. Okay, now this is the setup of the problem. So you can assume the sides of a cube as anything you want. The easiest thing to assume is that it is the unit cube. So unit cube means that B would be 1, 0, 0, D would be 0, 1, 0, and so on. So coordinates of G, let me write here, coordinates of G would be 1, 1, 1, coordinates of A would be 0, 0, 0. Coordinates of D would be 0, 1, 0. And coordinates of F would be 1, 0, 1. Okay, so you should check out these coordinates and you should convince yourself that these are the coordinates of G, A, D, F. So whenever you write AG vector, you subtract position vector of G minus position vector of A. Again, here the basics of position vector are really important. So position vector of G minus position vector of A, or the coordinates of G minus coordinate of A. So it will become I cap plus J cap plus K cap. So this will become I cap plus J cap plus K cap, and position vector of F minus position vector of D. So I cap minus J cap plus K cap. So I cap minus J cap plus K cap. Okay, and the cos theta between the angle would be AG dot DF by mod of AG mod of DF. Okay, mod of AG mod of DF. AG dot DF, if you take dot products of these two quantities, these two vectors I plus J plus K, I minus J plus K, then it will be 1 minus 1 plus 1, so it will be 1. And mod of AG is 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square, and mod of DF a square root, so root 3, and mod of DF is also 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square, or root square root of 3. So this will become cos theta is equal to 1 by 3. Now the problem, the way it will come in JEE would not be that they won't ask you directly the cos theta. They will probably ask you what is the range of the angle. So cos theta is 0.33, so it is less than is less than 0.5, and they will probably ask you the range of what kind of range of angles will it fall in, and it might be a multiple choice question or something like that. But the idea behind the problem is really for you to understand that you can find vectors and then you can take dot to get the angle. So I have done here, it will two pairs of diagonals AG and DF. Maybe you can try some other two other diagonals, maybe AG and CE. You should try that as one of the examples, and you should convince yourself that will also come as 1 by 3. Cos theta will also come as 1 by 3. So I hope that in this video you got a sense of what kind of questions come for dot product and cross product. And in the next video we'll be talking about scalar triple product and vector triple scalar triple product and then vector triple product. Those are advanced topics for JEE and very important. So I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.